After my father died, I threw my stepmother out of the house and did not leave her a single cent. But 20 years later, a nursing home suddenly called me and said she had left something for me before she died. And that one thing completely destroyed my world. The last 3 years of my father's life were spent almost entirely in bed. Helen, a 60-year-old woman, was the wife he married late in life. And during those years, she was the only one who stayed by his side day and night. But in my eyes, she was never a mother. She was just the woman my father had brought home later in life. Someone living in my house who meant absolutely nothing to me. She changed my father's diapers, wiped his body down, and sat by his bed every night reading to him. As for me, his only son, I visited him once a month. I never stayed longer than 20 minutes. I would glance at my watch, then turn around and leave. Every time I saw Helen, I only gave her a cold nod. I could not even be bothered to say one extra word to her. On the day my father died, when I walked into the room, Helen was sitting there holding his cold hand, staring blankly ahead while tears rolled silently down her face. She stayed by his side the entire night, but even then, I felt nothing. I only thought that was exactly what she was supposed to do. 3 days after the funeral, I knocked on the door of the little room where she had been staying. That was the room she had lived in while taking care of my father, and it was the last corner where she still believed she might be allowed to remain. I stood in the doorway and did not soften it at all. I told her directly, "You have until tomorrow to leave. I'm selling this house." She looked up at me, her eyes instantly red, her whole face frozen in shock. Her voice trembled as she said, "But this is my home too, mine and your father's. He told me that whether he was here or not, I could always stay." I looked at her coldly and answered with just one sentence. "You said it yourself." That was what my father said, but he is dead now. Then I twisted the knife even deeper. At the end of the day, you were only his wife, not my mother. I stood there and watched her pack decades of her life into 2 old suitcases. I watched her drag those heavy bags out through the front